And I got to start knowing some of our older members and everything. And I like to write little things every once in a while. And I wrote this sometime between 1990 and 1991. And it really hadn't been shared with just a couple of people. And I'd like to share it with you at this time. As I read it, kind of think of yourself being read the night before Christmas. And you might catch on what I'm trying to get there. 'Twas the night before the barn fire. 'Twas the night before the barn fire, and all the volunteers with socks at the foot of the bed and thoughts of shiny new engine in their dreams had settled in for a long winter's nap. When all of a sudden, the sound of the long ding-a-ling, the fire phone began to ring. When the firefighter picked up the phone, he heard an anxious voice of a neighbor proclaim his barn was on fire. Up they arose without a pause, without a clatter, on with their socks that lay by the bed, and finished dressing as they went out the door. To the firehouse they did go, to don their gear, and mend the trucks to roll. On a cold, dark winter's night, old 51, with a single red dome shining bright, Jimmy at the wheel, followed by a string of tiny blue lights of James O, Roy, Dorman, Donnie, Dale, Ed, Raymond, just to name a few, drove over hills and down the straights until smoke and flames came in view. The truck is set, lines are pulled, as their work has just begun. Roy and Dorman with stretched out poles and nozzle in hand call back to charge the line. Jimmy, the engineer, waits at the controls. We all know Jimmy was probably the highest educated one. The engineer waits at the controls as James O gave the command to charge the line. With his hand firmly on the knob, which read, pull, pump, push to stop. The line was charged, water on the way. With nozzle aimed high at the loft of the barn, as the spray begins to, a strong cold blast of wind did blow, and the water, as you can guess, was rolling back on Jimmy and old 51. Well, Jimmy would not have gotten so wet if it had not been for his usual, we maybe ought to move the truck to the other side of the barn. With a look of wonder in their faces, they all witnessed the beginning of ground tactics. The fire was soon out, and the barn was safe. Hose was rolled, all equipment back on the truck. Outside of a chill from the cold, all firemen were safe and ready to return to the firehouse to warm. Back at the house, cleaning is done, trucks reset for the next run. When all the work was complete, it was not uncommon, after a long, hard run, the ladies of the department, Barbara, Juanita, Dolores, Mary, Janine, to name a few, would have a hot meal and coffee ready. After which, it has been said, Jimmy would just say, well, it's off to our day jobs. After all, we're just volunteers.